Another round of our state championship tournaments are in the books, and the championship games are now set for the weekend. Our first set of semifinals will take us out to Jamestown. Cheyenne New Rockford in their first tournament appearance since 2000, making it all the way to the semifinals. But to get to the title game, they have to beat the defending state champion, Thompson Tommies. We're scoreless through the first few innings of this matchup. Tommies get the bats going in the bottom of the fourth. Braden Tice rips it through left field. Jonathan Muse hustling now, rounding third with the ball right there with him. Slides in to beat it at home plate. Tommy's up 1-0. Bottom of the fifth frame now. Drew Overby sends this one into left field. It keeps on rolling back. Tommy Schumacher rounding second, now making his way around third. He's going to stand up across home plate to double that Thompson lead. They're averaging a run an inning in this stretch, and they're going to keep that going into the sixth. Schumacher back up to bat, smashes this one way out left all the way to the warning track. This time, though, two runners coming home, including a Jordan Schumacher dive onto home plate to double their lead again. Here comes the dive. Thompson with a 6-0 win in this semifinal, now just one win away from their third consecutive state title. Central Cass and Grafton going head-to-head on the other side of the bracket. The Squirrels grabbing an early lead. Cale Pearson reaches out, just taps this one into right field. Not one but two of his teammates come on home. Central Cass up 2-0 early. Into the top of the third now. Grafton looking to respond. Grounder to right center from Juan Villarreal. Sneaks by the glove. Trenton Bronson-Keena turns on the Jets around third. Makes it all the way home. The Spoilers are on the board. And spoiler alert, they're going to do it again. Shot back to the mound. Pitcher looks the runner off and then throws it to first for the out. But Villarreal decides to just go anyway. Slides in to beat the tag. Grafton stealing the momentum in this one. The Spoilers advancing with a 6-2 win. They're back in the state title game for the first time since 2013.